Good morning. Welcome to Bible study. This morning we're going to begin a new series. In this series, we're going to be reading stories from the Old Testament and New Testament. There will be stories about babies, children, adults who are sick, and adults who are in prison. As we read these stories, we will see and remember how God cares for people and is with people always. And we'll see these children and adults care for others and think about ways we can care for others as well. I think right now is a good time for us to remember these stories. As we are stuck in our homes, it's good for us to remember that God is with us and God cares for us. And it's good for us to think about ways that we can care for others. Our story today is a story of a mother and her son. The mother's name is Hagar, and the son's name is Ishmael. We can find this story in the very first book of the Bible, Genesis. So join me as we read the story of Hagar and Ishmael. Sarah thought that she wanted her slave Hagar to have a child for her and Abraham. But when Hagar got pregnant, Sarah was jealous. She treated Hagar so badly that Hagar ran away. God's angel found Hagar near a spring of water. "Hagar, where did you come from and where are you going?" Hagar said, "I am running away from my mistress Sarah." The angel said, "You must return. You will become the mother of a multitude of children." Hagar did return and gave birth to Ishmael. Then Sarah had her own baby Isaac. When Isaac was old enough to eat solid foods, Abraham prepared a celebration. On the day of the feast, Sarah saw Ishmael playing with his little brother Isaac. "Send Hagar and her son away," said Sarah to Abraham. "The son of this slave woman shall not inherit along with my son Isaac." Abraham loved Ishmael and was very distressed. But God told him to do as Sarah wished. The next morning, Abraham sent Hagar and Ishmael away with some bread and a skin of water. Hagar and Ishmael wandered around in the dry wilderness of Beersheba. Soon the water was gone, and Ishmael became weak with thirst. Hagar found a small bush to shade Ishmael. She walked away from the bush, and then she sat down and wept. She cried out, "Do not let me see my child die." God heard the voice of the boy, and the angel of God called to Hagar. "Do not be afraid, Hagar. Come, hold Ishmael close to you." Then God opened Hagar's eyes, and she saw a well of water. She went and filled her water skin and gave Ishmael a drink. God was with Ishmael as he grew up in the wilderness of Paran. Ishmael became an expert hunter with his bow and arrow. When he grew up, Hagar arranged for Ishmael to have a wife from Egypt, her home country. I wonder how Hagar felt being mistreated. I wonder what types of things Ishmael and Isaac played together. I wonder how Ishmael felt when he and Hagar were sent away. I wonder how Hagar felt when the food and water were gone and Ishmael became weak. I wonder how Hagar felt when she saw the water. What do you wonder about this story. As you continue to think about this story, I want to leave you with this prayer. I pray that you will live with mouths ready to cry out to God, knowing that God will hear your cries. Live with ears ready to listen to the cries of others. Live with eyes that can see ways to respond to those cries. And live with hearts filled with God's love. Amen.